Welcome to Breaking the Vow on Strong Island Radio. This is a show where we turn pain into power and find recovery after divorce, separation, and breakups. This is where we push the emotional hang-ups to the side and create a plan to reach our best possible potential. This is where the next chapter starts and how the healing begins. So let's welcome your hosts, Theresa D. and Benny, the life coach.
Welcome back to another edition of Breaking the Vow. I am Benny, the life coach, and with me, as always, is
Theresa D.
Queen of everything, I might add. So, we are taking a different direction today, and we are going to go with some questions and some different topics that have been coming up and that we want to address. So the first one, are you ready? Well, wait a second. This question that we just got,
It's a statement, actually.
it's a statement that came in through the email.
Yeah.
So, and what's the email?
BreakingTheVow@gmail.com.
So you can email us your questions, and we should probably talk about that more. But we get into the show, and then boom, you forget. Like we've had literally so many different people on by now. We had lawyers, judges,
Attorney for the child.
Special victim unit detectives. I mean, oh my God.
Crime Victim Center.
Oh, crime victim center.
Yeah.
It's you hear these stories, and it's just like. So now, when people go through divorce, it's a rough bit. So, what is this statement that you got on our email?
I absolutely hate online dating. I feel so undesirable. Please help.
I'm not laughing at you.
That's not a loaded statement. I don't know what is.
No one's laughing at you, by the way. It's laughing with you.
We are so laughing with you. You have no idea.
So I was on the bus. Theresa, you know the story. I was on the bus. And about like a seat in front of me, but kind of not. I could still see what she was doing. I watched this girl take a selfie, right? So selfies weren't something that I grew up with.
Yeah, me neither.
I'm still not so cool with the whole lingo, but she takes this picture of herself, and then she starts to, let's say, accentuate her assets. Filters it. She also, I noticed her unbuttoning one button so her cleavage stuck out. Ugh. And then she like works on it. Then she does her face. And then I watch her send out all these pictures to different people. Ugh. And I'm sitting there going, yo, that's not even you. You don't even look like that.
You don't even look like that.
So online dating is a lot of that.
Oh, God.
You know.
I can't even. I won't do it.
I don't blame you. Listen, I am.
I won't.
I never did online dating. I don't think I could. I know that I did meet people that I didn't ever see before when I was in the dating world, and then when I saw them, I'm thinking, yeah, man, that's not the person I thought I was going to meet.
Right.
So then, what do you do?
I don't know. What do you do?
Leave.
Yeah.
But is that cold? Is that like?
Well, yeah, I would imagine that it's cold and it's not right. But what else do you do?
Well, you got catfished, right?
Well, yeah, and then you text a friend and say, "Send help."
Yeah. Can you
send help quick?
God,
you always have to have a wingman.
You got to have someone.
And remember Davin, who was on our show?
Sure.
Davin's my wingman.
Oh, okay. So you send you have that special code.
Davin is usually there somewhere.
Oh.
When I go out on a date.
So Davin's a good guy to have there for you because he's a big man.
Yeah.
And it's.
And he packs heat.
Yeah, he's an armed, large man that packs heat and is not afraid to say, "It's time for you to go."
Right.
You didn't work out well. So I don't know. Like online dating is it's so
horrific.
Hard. It's what?
Horrific.
Horrific is a good word. Horrific is a good word. I mean, listen. What else do you deal with? When you're in a divorce. I mean, when I was fresh out of mine, I had no idea what I was doing, and we've talked.
No
about
one
this
does.
Before. I remember the people that I met and then I dated, and then somehow they thought they had a right to tell me their opinion about my life, and I was like, well, that's not going to work.
Yeah. Pump the brakes.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, you don't even know my last name,
Right.
and you're going to tell me about my life.
Right.
This is great.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
No, forget about. Listen, maybe it was me. I was, in such a my ex life was loveless. Not because the person I was married to was a bad person. I'm not putting judgment on them, but we were both loveless to each other. So
Right.
it's nice to get attention.
I guess.
Well,
But it has to be the right attention.
true, but the physical affection is somewhat of a need. So I remember thinking like maybe that can happen for me, and I think I was focused on that and inaccurately because it didn't make me feel better. It really didn't. And then after this, there's that awkwardness of this person like sitting next to me that I don't even know or don't even want to be with, and that was kind of rough. And I think internet dating is difficult, but it's easy, and that's why people go for it. And also, you can pretend to be anybody.
You can be anybody behind a keyboard.
Anyone.
Anyone.
100%.
Who do you want to be today?
I'm a
You
doctor
could be
and a lawyer.
5 different people.
Sure. Sure. Or 6. What's the difference?
That's what makes it scary, is the crazy that's out there.
How do you keep up with the different profiles?
I have no idea. I have a problem just keeping one.
Yeah. So all right. So dating is a rough thing, but you know what I think we've talked about this before, you and I. Something that's tough is in a split parent when you split the home and you're co-parenting or at least trying to co-parent. Allergies are a very real thing,
Yes.
and especially food allergies.
Yeah.
How common would you say food allergies are?
1 in 3 children.
So 1 in 3 children have food allergies, and 3 out of 3 children aren't thinking about, hey, what's in that food that you're eating that, right? So like if nuts,
Yeah. Peanuts, tree nuts.
Yeah,
I have one.
So like a kid could go into anaphylactic shock,
Yes, they can.
and they don't know.
No.
They just
Well,
hear,
a lot of the times you don't know about it until it happens. Like it happened with my daughter at 18 months.
oh my gosh.
She put her hands in a bag of trail mix from like Costco to try to get the M&M out.
Okay.
And the next thing we knew, she was
Went through her skin.
Yeah, blue and unresponsive.
Oh my God. I don't even know how to
Yeah.
deal with that. And the problem with split parenting is sometimes people aren't on the same page,
Right.
and that could be highly dangerous.
Yeah.
Highly dangerous, because if I don't know something that could be at risk for my child, but yet her mother knows and didn't tell me, or there's no sense of communication.
Right.
That's why one of the things we talk about on the show. By the way, I saw that one of the things we talk about, because we talk about so many different things.
Yeah, we do.
But something we talk about is putting the child first.
Mm-hmm.
So a child should never be used as a pawn, especially like this, because I'm going to let him go with his dad, and I want his dad to fail, or her dad to fail, or her mom to fail.
You can't do that when it's a life or death situation. You just can't.
You know what? You become equally responsible.
Right.
For that moment of negligence.
Yes.
So therefore, I would call it contributory negligence.
Yes.
Keeping secrets, not telling someone, "Hey, look, this is what's going on here." If you don't tell the co-parent, this is what's happening, you run the risk of that child not receiving the proper treatment,
right,
or the necessary medical attention.
Yeah.
And that's a rough one.
That is.
I mean, there's so many things that kids deal with today that I didn't grow up with.
No, neither did I.
And where do we begin? I mean, we're going to go to a break in a little bit, but where do we begin? What do you want to talk about? You want to talk about LGBTQ plus, and I think there's a lot of
there's a lot more. I think.
Or transgender.
Right.
These weren't things that we grew up.
We
talking
didn't
about.
grow up with that.
So when we
we're
come
all
back,
learning.
Right. But the thing is, it's not new. It's just new to us.
Right.
It just was something that wasn't spoken about.
Right.
We didn't have.
It was always there. It was just never talked
I
about.
don't think we had the same access to information.
No,
as
we
now.
didn't. No.
So in some regards, I guess social media is a benefit, but in other regards,
Ugh,
not
could be
so
your worst
much.
enemy.
Yeah, well, Google's a
Yeah,
bitch.
Google's bad.
All right, so we're gonna take a little break in a couple of seconds, but when we come back, we're gonna start talking about the things that we didn't have to deal with as kids, but yet as parents we have to deal with them now.
Yeah.
So let's pay a few bills, and we'll be right back.
Get some coffee.
Yeah, I need coffee.
Ben, I found the greatest invention ever.
Okay.
I went to take my patio furniture out,
Okay.
and I realized that last year when I put it all away, I put them in these big zipper bags from Wrap America.
Yes.
Life-changing.
Yes. No. Rap America is awesome. Tommy definitely helped me out on a few different occasions. He
It
actually
holds patio furniture, wave runners, ATVs. It's weather resistant. It's the
advanced
best.
protection wrap
Yes.
is economical and a practical choice.
So call 516-830-0040, or you can go onto their website, wrap-america.com.
All right, since we have a meeting after this in West Islip,
Yes.
I got a place for us to go.
Oh, you do?
Because I'm going to be hungry, so we're going to go to Our Little Italy, 636 Union Boulevard, West Islip, New York, 11795. If you want to know, call 631-661-6246. Pickup and delivery are available. Ask for John. Go on www.ourlittleItalymenu.com to find out what they have.
Oh, I heard they have good chicken parm. Hey, Ben,
Yes.
I need to talk about solar energy.
Okay. I want to hear about
Lighthouse
it.
Energy Partners. Go solar and start saving today.
Makes sense.
Owner, operated by women.
Ooh.
We believe in order to close the gender gap in the energy field, we need to showcase key female players and keeping them behind the scenes. Their mission is to serve clients with the highest level of integrity, stability, and respect by viewing their customers as partners. Any energy project you have in mind, call on Lighthouse Energy, www.lighthouseenergypartners.com, 631-275-0091, located in Babylon Village, New York.
So I have great news. Since we do this show on divorce, when divorce hits, you know, maybe you want to sell the house. Maybe you need a C of O, a certificate of occupancy for certain things in the house. So if you're looking to make some home improvements, need an architect, contact Certified Drafting. Selling your home, need permits for existing structures, need a property survey, contact Certified Drafting. Certified Drafting will handle all building department matters, serving Long Island for over 20 years. www.certifieddrafting.com, office number 516-844-0420, or you can email Kevin Daly at certifieddrafting.com. Tell them you heard about this from the show, from Breaking the Vow. You're going to receive a 10% discount.
We love Kevin.
I love Kevin. I think that's pretty awesome.
And we're back.
All right, so I barely knew anyone that was openly gay when I was a kid.
Well, yeah, I mean, I knew it was just you never said anything. You kept it quiet.
Well, there was one kid in my neighborhood. I remember them picking on him. And then, there was some people that, like, when they came out of the closet, it's like, well, you finally figured it out. Like, everyone kind of knew.
Yeah.
But we didn't talk about it. And I think it was also, bullying was different
Yeah, it was a lot different then.
then.
You,
No
but
one
you
is
took
open.
it. You kind of took it up in the schoolyard. Like you had a fight and that was it. But
Mm-hmm.
not today. They bully everywhere.
Yeah, I remember I made fun of this kid. I called him a girl. And he beat me up in the locker room. May have been a girl, but he still beat me up.
Yeah,
but,
still beat your ass.
Yeah, well, I deserved it, in fairness. And I remember thinking, about what I did afterwards. And the whole thing, I got in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
And I got a phone call home. I was like in elementary school. And my father goes, "What made you think that was okay? What made you think it was okay to pick on him?" I go, "Well, he's like a girl." And he says, "What made you think it was okay to pick on him?"
Right.
And I says,
Not
I don't
okay.
know. He goes, does he bother you? Do you talk to him? Is he your friend? I go, no. He goes, so then why'd you pick on him? You don't like when people pick on you. Why'd you pick on him?
Right.
And even there was times I remember.
It's a pretty simple concept if you really you really want to get
The
down to it.
reason why kids pick on other kids is because I'd rather let the focus be off me and onto him.
Okay.
You know, bullying becomes like a torch that gets passed. And I don't necessarily agree with it, but it's what happens.
Yeah.
It is what happens. I mean, I don't know. I've spoken to different teenagers about their life and how their bullying is, and I don't think it's that much different. But cyberbullying,
Yeah. That's a whole other world.
we didn't have. We didn't
No,
have.
we never
didn't
had
even know what
that.
cyber. We didn't even know
Yeah.
what cyber was.
We had dial-up internet in the beginning, remember?
Oh my God! Yeah. I had to wait for like the picture.
Connecting.
Yeah. AOL. I had to wait for the picture, whatever
Yes,
that picture was. I'm not saying
exactly.
I had to wait for that thing
Yep.
to download. I and they also have like a whole language,
Yeah, that we don't know about.
right?
Yeah,
So like with
it's-
like the whole texting and all the little
yes.
acronyms and the emojis and all
Yep.
that stuff. I don't know what any of that stuff
Yeah,
means.
me neither.
My-
I mean, I know only because of my kids, but
Yeah, I don't know, and I don't think I want to know.
yeah, you probably don't.
I don't think I want to
You
know.
don't.
But again, when you can't co-parent properly,
Right.
you know, how do you? And I don't want to say the word police your kids, but you have to watch them.
Of course.
And if,
Well, it usually ends up being, I think, one of the parents is the disciplinarian as opposed to the other parent who's not. I think that's just the way it works out. I don't think that, I mean, usually it's the one that the children live with.
well, so something that makes sense to me. Something that I did that I would always tell people so this way they don't make the same mistake. You know, my daughter didn't live with me, so when she did something wrong, I would correct it and say, "Hey, you can't do that." But if she gets disciplined here with me and yet spends so little time with me, I am seen as too disciplinary and not fun enough.
Right.
So it's difficult. And when you don't have a good line of communication when you're co-parenting, it makes it even harder to enjoy things like
does.
visitation.
Yes, it does.
And
But there still has to be that line. You know what I mean? There has to be.
you're
You
still
can't-
the parent. They're still the
right.
child.
Exactly.
And man, I wish there were times where I wasn't worried about validation as being the dad, or you know, being heard or having my opinion honored and listened to. I wish there were times where I paid more attention to being happy rather than being right.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Valid. Yes.
I think people are so worked up on being right, they forget to be happy.
Well,
and they
hello. There's the whole divorce process.
Yeah, it kind of sucks, right?
Yeah.
It does. Like I like calling things out honestly.
Yeah.
Getting divorced sucks. So forget about dating. Forget about all that. Forget about the whole what my life is going to be like next. But
Yeah.
you know, there's basic fears. So there's basic fears that the parent goes through, like fears of loneliness.
Yeah.
You know, what's my life going to be like now? Mm-hmm. What was some of the fears that you had?
I had them all. What am I going to do? How am I going to raise 3 kids on my own? Where do I go? What's my support system? I mean, everything just runs through your mind.
And even if you guys think about it, when they introduce our show, we talk about putting the emotional nonsense to the side.
You can't. There's just no way you can, I don't think.
It's tough.
It's really, really hard.
It is tough because you have feelings, and then
Right.
what happens is the end result is. So there's a difference between an emotion, there's a difference between a feeling and a thought and an idea.
Yes.
So emotion is an end result. It's chemical. When you think about something, when you start to think about a situation, or let's say you think about an argument that you had, your brain doesn't know the difference between opinion, reality,
Yes.
false fact, fiction. It just
Right.
knows the end result of emotion. So you're starting to chemically respond to your thoughts. So you can absolutely think yourself sick.
Yes.
Which
And
I
I
think we
did.
have.
Yeah.
Which we have.
Which we have.
You know, and you sit there and you know what happens? You isolate. Your
Yes.
friends call. You don't get back to anybody.
You don't.
And it's not helpful.
No, it isn't helpful.
No, it just digs the hole deeper.
It does. It continues on the hamster wheel.
Oh,
Like, when do you get off?
how do you get off?
How do you get off?
And then, you know what I notice people, when they live a certain way for so long, whether it's depressed or anxious or angry or just with this mindset, you're used to living that way for so long, it becomes very difficult to just stop.
Right, you can't. You've lived this way for God only knows how long. How do you get yourself out of that?
That is the question. So one thing I always love to talk about is how to replace thought with action. So when my thinking goes in a certain direction, that's why I picked up writing. Mm-hmm. Because my mind was always going in a million different directions, and I needed something
To focus.
it's almost like a relief valve.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't think anybody would understand if I were to tell them what was going on.
You're right. And so that was the release valve for you. Mine just happened to be, well, if I help somebody else, then I'm not focusing on
Well, you have at least the negative aspect of it.
right. I'm not focusing on the negative aspect for me. I'm going to go help somebody solve this problem, or I'm going to help somebody get food, or whatever the case may be. It was always easier for me to help someone else.
See, that makes sense to me, because when I started to get into like some of the work that I do, I needed a sense of purpose,
Yeah.
and my previous sense of purpose was gone.
Yeah.
So then, if I'm not that person, who am I going to
Right.
be now? So that's similar to you. I mean, we've done charity events together.
Yeah.
And also, when you take on these events, so ours was children with pediatric cancer. Folks, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
When you see some child come in and they have chemo head,
Yeah.
and you look at them, and this young human being, never cursed at anybody, never lied, never hurt anyone's feelings, just didn't even get a chance to live yet. And you see this person threatened with a tragic ending. It can be really difficult. And what happened was, for me, that put life into perspective.
Yes, it did.
And that's really the key. So we're gonna take a break in a couple minutes, but a couple seconds actually. But we'll talk about what it is like to put things in perspective. How can you hit the brakes and just turn around and look at things a little differently? And again, we every once in a while we want to take these special shows without any guests here, just to talk freely and openly, and just as two people, not as professionals, just as two people that
Just
went
as
through
two
life.
people. Yeah.
Right. Because there's no reason why we can't be honest about the way we think, see things, or feel. So I'm out of coffee.
Me too.
Be right back.
Ben, I found the greatest invention ever.
Okay.
I went to take my patio furniture out,
Okay.
and I realized that last year when I put it all away, I put them in these big zipper bags from Wrap America.
Yes.
Life-changing.
Yes. No. Rap America is awesome. Tommy definitely helped me out on a few different occasions.
It holds patio furniture, wave runners, ATVs. It's weather resistant. It's the
Advanced
best.
Protection Wrap
Yes.
is economical and a practical choice.
So call 516-830-0040, or you can go onto their website, wrap-america.com.
All right, since we have a meeting after this in West Islip,
Yes.
I got a place for us to go.
Oh, you do?
Because I'm going to be hungry, so we're going to go to Our Little Italy, 636 Union Boulevard, West Islip, New York, 11795. If you want to know, call 631-661-6246. Pickup and delivery are available. Ask for John. Go on www.ourlittleItalymenu.com to find out what they have.
Oh, I heard they have good chicken parm. Hey, Ben,
Yes.
I need to talk about solar energy.
Okay. I want to hear about
Lighthouse
it.
Energy Partners. Go solar and start saving today.
Makes sense.
Owner, operated by women.
Ooh.
We believe in order to close the gender gap in the energy field, we need to showcase key female players and keeping them behind the scenes. Their mission is to serve clients with the highest level of integrity, stability, and respect by viewing their customers as partners. Any energy project you have in mind, call on Lighthouse Energy, www.lighthouseenergypartners.com, 631-275-0091, located in Babylon Village, New York.
So I have great news. Since we do this show on divorce, when divorce hits, maybe you want to sell the house. Maybe you need a C of O, a certificate of occupancy for certain things in the house. So if you're looking to make some home improvements, need an architect, contact Certified Drafting. Selling your home, need permits for existing structures, need a property survey, contact Certified Drafting. Certified Drafting will handle all building department matters, serving Long Island for over 20 years. www.certifieddrafting.com, office number 516-844-0420, or you can email Kevin Daly at certifieddrafting.com. Tell them you heard about this from the show, from Breaking the Vow. You're going to receive a 10% discount.
We love Kevin.
I love Kevin. I think that's pretty awesome. All right, so we're back, and we're talking about putting things in perspective. I was a pissed off person. You knew that.
Oh yeah, you were angry.
Yeah, I was
You
angry.
were angry, Ben.
Yes, I was angry, Ben. Mm-hmm. I can be angry, Ben.
But you know
sometimes.
what? I think even beyond the anger, well, since I've known you, I could always see past that anger.
Well, I had good intentions.
Yeah, you did. You always had good intentions.
I just got pissed off quick.
Yeah, really quick.
So how I dealt with the anger, since I don't drink or do drugs.
Mm-hmm.
You know what was there for me? Hence the fat gut, food.
Mm.
Oh my God, did I
Yeah.
eat? Did I eat?
Yes.
I could eat.
Me too.
I could eat a lot of food. Well, you've seen
too.
you.
If you want to impress me with your ride, show up in a food truck.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. I remember having a meeting about one of our little events, our charity events, and we went to this restaurant.
Yeah, what restaurant was that?
I don't know, but
I
it
don't
was on the
remember.
water,
Yeah.
and I just kept eating food, and everybody was looking at me. I'm like, I don't even care.
Yeah, you didn't even you wanted every plate to be clean on the table.
I was.
Yeah.
It was like coconut shrimp. I'm like, oh,
yeah.
I want that.
Yeah.
And
then there was something else. I'm like, Ben, I don't know
Don't
what
eat
this
that.
is. Don't eat that.
So I
Once you tell Ben, don't eat that,
I'm gonna
it's
eat
the
it.
first thing he goes for.
So what? and folks, I'm real easy to find on Facebook. Ben Kimmel. I'm the tattooed kid with a.
Yeah.
I'm not even. Yeah, you'll find me on
Yeah.
Facebook. But so I've been taking these food challenges.
They're gross, by the way.
They are horrible.
They are
horrible.
horrific.
But it does make certain people.
It does
laugh,
make people laugh. I'm not going to lie, but I'm telling you, I get nauseous every time I watch you.
Which was the worst one for you?
The worst one for me was the egg, and I don't know why, because there were worse ones than that.
The green egg.
Yes, that just, I don't know, it
That's
threw
the
me
one
over
that-
the edge.
That one threw me over the edge.
Ugh.
I didn't, folks. I have not thrown up on any of these things, but that one almost had.
Yeah.
Almost had to call up some dinosaurs on that
Yeah,
one. But
that one was gross.
what about the tarantula?
Disgusting.
Yes. So
But
I ate.
still not as bad as the egg for me.
So the other day,
Wait, what did you eat the other day? What was
the
that?
hottest gummy bear in the world.
Yeah, you ate the hottest gummy bear, but then there was another mudfish. Oh, gross.
Fermented mudfish.
Who even? Why would they even sell that?
So a friend of mine who, it's just amazing. This guy is someone that I met at a 12-step meeting, and he was just coming around, and he had pancreatitis. He just got over that. He was going through a divorce.
Oh,
And I sat with him, and you go to the meeting, they hand out these meeting books, and everyone signs their name so you can call them, and they give you their first name, last initial, and then their phone number. Mm-hmm. And that's cool. But he shows this to me, and then he's like, "Look at this," and there's people writing stars and check marks, like almost like to accentuate their name. Call me. I'm going to be the guy that helped you. And I go, you see that? He goes, yeah. I go, no, don't call any of them. I go, that's attention.
Yeah.
You don't need attention. So what you're going to do is tomorrow you're going to call me. He says, I go, yeah. Do what I say. Tomorrow you call me. And he did. We met in a Starbucks. This guy was, I mean, it's pretty amazing. He was, he was a great salesperson, and he did a lot of work. And he lost his job. He's in divorce. He was having legal problems. He had financial problems. I had to act as a reference because he took a sales job or as a stock boy in a Christmas ornament store.
Wow.
They called me like, "Do you know him?" I said, "Yep, works for me. Great guy." Of course, I gave him a great reference, and I didn't hear from him for a while. He's an executive now. He's a VP.
Good.
And I love him, and I'm proud of him. And he is the one that sent me the mudfish.
Disgusting.
Fermented mudfish.
Where did he even find that?
The thing was, he says, I watch all your videos and I listen to you all the time. He says, when you eat something gross, you're funny. He's like, you're funny. So he's like, would you eat this? And I had to eat it for him because...
Right, because you never say no.
I should say no.
You should.
I think I'm going to say no with the hot stuff.
Yeah, because I think that's getting to be a little bit much.
I think I might have a hole in my stomach.
Yeah, you think?
Well, 2 weeks ago...
Maybe a few holes.
We're not talking dirty. So anyway, I ate the hottest peanut in the world. So that was 13 million
and that's pretty
units.
Terrifying because do you know that people can develop allergies at any age for any reason? And when you ate the peanut, my heart was in my throat.
I had something else in my throat. Yeah, no, I was dying. That was hot. I'm like jumping around and I'm trying to make it. I'm trying to be tough, but that was rough. But for some reason the gummy bear wasn't as hot, but the after effects lasted longer.
Yeah.
I burned.
Gross.
That was rough. The duck egg.
It was
The duck egg was kind of rough because it's got the little fetus.
Oh, shut up.
So I ate that. But you know what? Folks, the reason why we're talking about this is it's okay to have fun. Maybe not food challenges might not be the funnest
it's okay to laugh.
You have to.
Right.
You have to find some way to enjoy your time. Otherwise, life can suck.
Yeah.
Listen, one of the most intimidating things I think they tell people when they come into recovery is like, all that stuff that you do to feel better, like all those drinks that make you feel better, all those drugs that make you feel, you're not going to do that anymore.
No.
So there's no feeling better for you. You're just going to stay like that. That's rough. So when you get divorced, how do you feel better? How do you enjoy your time? How do you learn to laugh? You literally have to retrain yourself to live, love, laugh, and learn.
Yeah.
That ain't easy.
No.
Dating is, would you say dating is the worst after marriage?
Yes.
After divorce?
Yes.
Dating is the worst.
Yes, it is.
Okay, I don't know if I can argue that. I think
no, you can't argue.
I didn't date long, but I don't date very well. I'm not a
yeah,
good
me
dater.
neither.
I'm not a good dater. I am very kind of forward with what I think.
I think I've been out on a lot of first dates.
Yeah, no.
About it.
I never really called them dates. We just
yeah.
met.
You know what? I think I wouldn't even call them dates either.
Like I never picked anyone up and took them someplace.
Yeah.
We just met and then.
Well, yeah, that's how it's done now, I think, right?
Right. Well, I don't know. I'm old fashioned, holding the door open. That's some nice stuff. I think that's some nice stuff. Yeah.
You say God bless you when someone sneezes?
Yes.
And yeah, see, that's what I've lowered my standards to. Does he say God bless you when I sneeze?
Not ask. So what's your story? What the hell is that?
Ever.
What the hell is that?
Question.
So what's your story?
Oh, that is one question that needs to be earned.
I would just say the oddest responses to that. I'm much better now.
Right.
The voice has stopped. How are you?
The voice has stopped.
The voice has stopped. And you just look over your shoulder as if someone's there talking to you. Do you hear that? How have you been? I don't see the aliens anymore, but I know they're there. The problem is you might.
would not be a good dater.
I know I'm not.
You wouldn't.
I've never. I don't. I've very rarely in my life. I never really went on dates. I never.
Me neither.
No, I think. When I remember, I went on one date once, and I remember thinking how it was like. Well, I probably went on more than one date, but like I remember the first.
Did you open the car door? Did you pick them up?
No, we were younger, and I remember it was like the first date out of treatment. I came back, and this girl that knew me from way back when, she's like, "I totally want to hang out with you," and then we went to this Chinese buffet, which I don't think is a good place to go for a date.
Chinese buffet.
The food was awful.
Oh.
And she's talking, and all I remember thinking is like, wow, this one talks a lot. Like she just kept going.
And you know how to talk, so if you're saying that somebody talks a lot,
but there was no energy, there was no connection.
Yeah.
No.
And that happens.
All right, so when we come back, we'll talk about how do you find that right connection and how don't you find it. So, and by the way, online dating is how you don't find it.
Yeah.
So let's go take a break and pay some bills with the commercials, and we'll speak to you in a minute.
Ben, I found the greatest invention ever.
Okay.
I went to take my patio furniture out.
Okay.
And I realized that last year, when I put it all away, I put them in these big zipper bags from Wrap America.
Yes.
Life-changing.
Yes. No. Rap America is awesome. Tommy definitely helped me out on a few different occasions.
It holds patio furniture, wave runners, ATVs. It's weather resistant.
Advanced protection wrap.
Yes.
Is economical and a practical choice.
So call 516-830-0040, or you can go onto their website, wrap-america.com.
All right, since we have a meeting after this in West Islip,
Yes.
I got a place for us to go.
Oh, you do?
Because I'm going to be hungry, so we're going to go to Our Little Italy, 636 Union Boulevard, West Islip, New York, 11795. If you want to know, call 631-661-6246. Pickup and delivery are available. Ask for John. Go on www.ourlittleItalymenu.com to find out what they have.
Oh, I heard they have good chicken parm. Hey, Ben.
Yes.
I need to talk about solar energy.
Okay. I want to hear about
Lighthouse
it.
Energy Partners. Go solar and start saving today.
Makes sense.
Owner, operated by women.
Ooh.
We believe in order to close the gender gap in the energy field, we need to showcase key female players and keeping them behind the scenes. Their mission is to serve clients with the highest level of integrity, stability, and respect by viewing their customers as partners. Any energy project you have in mind, call on Lighthouse Energy, www.lighthouseenergypartners.com, 631-275-0091, located in Babylon Village, New York.
So I have great news. Since we do this show on divorce, when divorce hits, you know, maybe you want to sell the house. Maybe you need a C of O, a certificate of occupancy for certain things in the house. So if you're looking to make some home improvements, need an architect, contact Certified Drafting. Selling your home, need permits for existing structures, need a property survey, contact Certified Drafting. Certified Drafting will handle all building department matters, serving Long Island for over 20 years. www.certifieddrafting.com, office number 516-844-0420, or you can email Kevin Daly at certifieddrafting.com. Tell them you heard about this from the show, from Breaking the Vow. You're going to receive a 10% discount.
We love Kevin.
I love Kevin. I think that's pretty awesome. We are back. So we were talking about that connection. And I think one thing is true about finding a connection with somebody. It's not supposed to be easy.
It's not?
I don't think so.
Really?
No, because it's rare. Why are diamonds expensive? Because they're like this rare gem to look like that. Yeah. And I think that when you meet someone and they just turn your head in such a way that no one else has ever turned their head. Like, so when you...
Yeah, but how do you find that is my question.
I don't know, but I don't think I think the search, even once you find that person, the search is still ongoing because you constantly want to learn about that person.
Yeah, you want them to make you feel like you need to be a better person.
Yes, I definitely think that's it. When you meet someone that makes you want to be a better person, I think that's really
Then you
valuable.
found it.
I think that's pretty valuable. I think when you meet
Yeah.
someone that, when just the thought of them makes you smile,
Yes.
I think that's. I mean, listen. Obviously, there's the quote unquote obvious physical connection, and there's the obvious physical attraction,
Yes.
and I think that's great. But physical attractions can fade.
Yeah, and it doesn't. You could be ugly inside and still be pretty on the outside.
So what I always tell people, and this especially with young teenage girls, I think when I did some coaching programs, this is something that was always appreciated. No matter how pretty you are on the outside, if you're ugly on the inside, you can only be average at best. I'm a huge fan of that. I think I want to be around people that better me.
Yes.
And I want to be around
You
people
always want to keep learning. You always want to have that person where you're going to say, even if it's a friend, say, there's a lot I can learn from you.
But it's okay to be single.
Oh, it's great to be single. I love being single. I'm okay with it.
There's unnecessary pressure
Yes.
to be with someone, to meet someone.
Well, I think in a way, but listen, I think that pressure comes from yourself. I don't think it comes from the outside world.
I agree with you. I think it comes from a position of judgment.
Yes.
Well, if I'm alone,
From the blueprint.
Right. So we talk about this blueprint a lot, and there's this blueprint that people base their life on. Just like a house, you build a house according to a blueprint. But what if that blueprint doesn't fit your needs? Mm-hmm. And you know what you need better.
It goes back to Kevin Daly, who's the designer, and he
Yes.
redoes it for you.
Yes, Kevin Daly actually, a very special friend of mine and special friend of the show. He can design your house for you. he really
and
can.
And if you don't like the blueprint, send it back.
Send it back. He'll do it again. And make sure you mention us because you get a discount. But there is something to that. I had to redefine my blueprint several times in my life.
We all have.
Right. Well, you update your thinking. As you get
Yeah.
older, you update your thinking. As you experience things, you update your thinking. I
Yes.
just had to learn to update my thinking in a healthy way because I expected everything was just going to go wrong for a long time.
Yeah.
Some would call that depression.
Yeah.
I would call that trained thinking.
Okay.
Because the reason why I thought that way is I trained myself to believe that there was something wrong.
Yes.
I gave into a lot of outside influence that there was something wrong. So we had some questions about, and here we are, at the last segment talking about constructive conclusions, and I think that one of the questions I was asked is how do you co-parent when the other parent refuses to co-parent with you?
You can only do what you can do. You have to clean up your side of the street.
Fess up when you mess
mess
up.
up.
That's what Fran says. Fran Krangle, the
Love
best
Fran
in the world.
Krangle.
But you know what? I have learned this. All I can do is be consistent and persistent.
Right.
You
You can't control what the other person does.
I am someone that made my mistakes in divorce. And for every action, there's a reaction and there's a consequence for everything. And because I was so steadfast, like I needed to be right, I needed to be validated. And even if I had a point, I spent so much time nurturing that, I forgot to be happy.
Exactly.
And I didn't learn
You can't forget to be happy part. You can't do that.
I also didn't learn how to co-parent properly. It doesn't matter what other people did or didn't do. That's beyond me. It has nothing to do with me. But like you have to co-parent.
Yeah.
And if the other participant is not willing, all you can do is be consistent and persistent.
Yes.
Because
there's nothing else you can do.
Well, everything's out of your control.
Right. You can't control it.
You really can't.
No.
So, folks, listen. If you're getting separated, if you're going to get divorced, here is the best suggestion. If you have kids, you want a cheap divorce, you want a less expensive divorce, put the kids first.
Yeah.
Don't fight over everything.
Right.
Secondly, you want to get through this divorce, create your home team. Create a plan, create a strategy, give yourself some goals and some time to achieve it. Make sure they're realistic.
Right.
So we talk about this thing called RASO, RASO. Those are what your goals should be. The acronym RASO stands for Realistic, Attainable, Sustainable Outcomes. RASO. So you want to make these goals, these dreams, these plans realistic. You want to make them attainable. And not only attainable, you want to make them sustainable, because if you make these inaccurate ideas or these plans that just are far beyond reality and you don't achieve them, you'll lose to them because you'll blame yourself for not succeeding or achieving, and you start to get down on yourself.
Yeah.
So we want to make this realistic. We want to make these goals attainable, sustainable, and create that outcome that works best. So that's really the best thing to start out with.
Yes.
Build your home team.
Build your home team.
Well, you know what happens when your home team isn't the right one.
Right. Yes.
Who doesn't? Seriously, when you invest in the wrong people,
Yes.
or you invest in the wrong plan or the wrong professionals,
Yeah.
it can be unfortunate.
Yes, it can.
And then you're just pissed off.
Right. Then you just get mad.
And no one likes being mad.
No, you don't want to see me activated.
I have.
It's not
I
pretty.
have. Not at me. For the record, she's not been angry at me. We've had a few shows where she was like, all right, man, you got to land the plane, kid. The story's getting a little long. That's for sure, but she's never been mad at me. I love that. You know, I will say this, that you know what my divorce really did for me? It introduced me to some of the most amazing people in the world. It really did. Like
Mine too.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. I mean, the people you have in your life, well, I think everyone views you as a blessing.
Aw, thanks, Ben.
It's the truth.
You are too.
Thank you. But I know that you have the people in your life, they're blessed. Like, we had people in studio during one of the recordings, and I watched this person listen to you talk, and they got emotional because they were like, wow, they were there, they saw you here.
Yeah.
And now that was at point A, now here you are at point B.
Yeah.
And just such a different place.
Yeah, totally different place.
So we're going to be wrapping it up in a couple of minutes, and I think going to get some food in the system, you know, and
Yeah.
we're going to be coming at you, you know, we're going to keep coming at you with these shows, and we're going to continue to be here for you. So please, you know, interact with us. If you're going through a divorce, reach out. We want to hear what you have to say. I definitely do.
Yeah, so do I.
So that's breakingthevow@gmail.com.
Or you can reach out to us on Facebook.
Or you can reach out to us
Or
on Facebook.
Instagram.
Or Instagram.
Or Twitter.
Or Twitter. I'm not a Twitter guy yet.
No.
No.
I'm
And if you know how to do
better
things
at
on
it.
Snapchat,
yeah.
reach out to us, because I don't know how to
we
do
don't know
it.
anything about Snapchat,
yeah, no.
so someone's going to have to help us.
Yeah,
And TikTok as well. I mean, Davin helps me with TikTok, but
Do we have a TikTok?
we do.
All right. All right. I'm
We
excited
do.
about that. All right, folks. So here's the constructive conclusion. Divorce is not the end. It's just the
No.
beginning. So it's just you gotta
New
gotta
road.
grieve the loss and move on.
Yeah.
And there is greater things waiting for you. So I'm Benny, the life coach,
And I'm Theresa D.
and we'll see you next week.
Peace out.